All right, ladies and gents, we are back. Welcome. Suppose you can hear me loud and clear. Finally got the voice back, guys. Took almost a week. Finally back. So, guys, it's always good to be here. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are. And well, welcome to another edition of the London stream. Looking interesting to see what we can come up with moving forward here today. Gold obviously continuing on its bullish merry way. Once again, approaching the all-time high, at the resistance at the all-time high, which was obviously created last week. So still very bullish here on gold. Going to be very hard to try and sell against the trend when the trend is your friend until the end. So we are very bullish on gold. Likely going to be looking for potential buy options moving forward here today. But anyway, guys, as per usual, if you could do me a favor, YouTube, don't forget, smash that like button. TikTok, hit that little screen for me. Let's get the masses onto the stream. Let's have a good one, guys. And any questions, any charts, anything you'd like me to take a look at, please feel free to pop those into the chat, and we'll get to you guys shortly. Without further ado, though, let's take a look at the all-important news. Let's see what's on the schedule here today in regards to news for our particular session. So as we can see, nothing scheduled, which is a good thing. But as we know, anything could break any moment in time. We do have one of the FOMC board members speaking later on into my session, quite a few hours into it, so be wary of that. Otherwise, moving forward this week, we do have some high impact euro news, pound news, USD news as per the usual. Tomorrow is a big day. Today's something we'll look forward to tomorrow. And in the meantime, though, let's get cracking with the analysis, guys. And let's have a look at the gold. Don't be shy to ask me to look at a pair for you guys. I will happily do so once I've done the analysis on gold. So looking at the gold, staying in that weekly time frame yet again, as you guys know, on the Monday, I prefer to trend line with the strength of the previous weekly candle. And in this case, that was a strong bullish candle. So at the moment, I'm likely going to be focused on the buy options moving forward. What I'm going to do is, though, mark in the current daily candles low and just see what we've got below that point there. If in fact we do have some sort of catalyst to potentially trade a pullback sell. Onto the daily time frame, what we can see is not much of a lower wick, obviously in the daily, than obviously the weekly. Previous daily closed strong, bullish engulfing, not leaving much of an upper wick. Is this the residual volume from that liquidity from that candle and pop straight up? Are we still to pull back and create more of a lower low on the weekly / daily? Potentially. That's why I've got that level marked in. We'll see what we've got below it if we do have any potential sell options from below that point there. Otherwise, what we can see is we're hard pressed against that all-time high yet again. So we probably, at this rate, seeing the current level we're at, we either want to buy the pullback or we want to buy it above the all-time high, in my personal opinion, seeing we are at some very strong resistance. Moving forward, having a look at the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that is also technically bullish in structure. We did pull back to retest the last significant high or low, only to respect that level to maintain structure on the 4-hour time frame here. But what we can see is we're now at the resistance yet again. Once again, it's not going to be an easy level to buy into, my personal opinion. As far as support, way off it, we'll just wait until we go down to the 15-minute time frame. So obviously very bullish here on the gold. We'll be looking for the buys above the all-time high upon continuation. That's without doubt. Doesn't mean we just buy stop it. We want to see how price approaches that level. Otherwise, guys, what we can do is now move on to the 15-minute time frame, the minor time frame picture. What we can see is we just created the high of the day. So the Asian session range, we're still within it. What I want to see for the time being is if in fact we do come back down to retest the low of it, maybe sweep some liquidity from the Asian session lows in order to move back to the upside. So my options would be, guys, this is the potential pullback zone around that 86 to 3680 sort of region. If price was to pull back to that point there, we will remain bullish in structure on a 15-minute time frame. Or technically not. Technically, we will flip it a little bit higher up, but irrespective of that, we are in a big, strong uptrend. So as long as we really remain above 3680, my plan would be to look for the pullback buy option, be waiting a price action catalyst, on price tapping into either level A here at 36.86 or lower down, or potentially this level we've most recently created around that 36.90 to 91 sort of region. So that would also be a potential buy zone for me. Price was to pull back, grab liquidity from that zone just there. So they're the options to the upside, guys. So buys from either lower down or from the most recent support. As far as sells, really not interested in selling it from the current level, to be honest. I know a lot of you will be trying to sell it. That's fair enough. For me, it's in a very strong uptrend. I'm not going to try to buck the trend. I'd rather have some sort of price action catalyst on my side to suggest that we may make a deeper pullback. So therefore, by this point, structure would have flipped bearish in a 15-minute. Not only that, we would have broken the daily candles low. We would have broken the support form that the daily candles low. So if price was to begin a pop below 36.81 roughly, you can see we do have some very clean traffic to the left of that, rejecting the higher time frame resistance. So it may look something like so. We begin a pop below that level there. That is the only time where I will be looking for sell options. We're in a big strong uptrend. That is the only time I would have some sort of catalyst to suggest we may make a deep pullback. Otherwise, I'm only looking for the buys, guys. That's the way I go about it. Following my plan. So that is the gold. Hopefully that made sense, guys. If it did, make sure YouTube, smash that like button, TikTok, don't forget to smash that little screen for me. And let's move on to have a look at another popular pair, which I put to bed though. Personally, GJ. I know a lot of you will be asking about it. This is a chart I did send into the members group prior to the stream. What we can see is I will go through the top-down analysis, just kind of drawings for now. What we can see is that previous weekly closed back strong bearish near its low, grabbing liquidity from the upside back below that 200 flat level, which I did mention last week to be a key level, critical level. Not only that, we're close below some more resistance here at 199.50, which is also another strong level. Current candle, we do have a lower high, lower low. So let's just mark in the low. Move on to the 4-hour time frame. Actually, go back to the daily. We'll also mark in the high of the day. All right, it's going to be irrelevant, so let's just remove that. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour, we can see structurally bearish, guys. We have flipped the structure on this closure below the wick here to the left at 199.50 roughly to confirm a structure flip to the downside. Candle probabilities were not broken high. However, the previous candle did close back weak bullish. Off the back of that, if we were to continue bearish, don't really have much of a need to pop up and break the high of that candle. Let's see, so below that current previous 4-hour candle's low, so there are going to be some nice sell options below it. I think it is cleaner below that point there. We will drag that down actually to this point here, guys. We have a look at it 15, starting to move into some cleaner area of price action as well. So for me on GJ today, I am more bearish. Structure in the 30-minute time frame, the way I see it, is also, or you could almost argue it's flipped back bullish. I would say we're bearish though, as long as we rank below 199.880 roughly. So therefore, if we did pull back to retest 199.820 to 890, only to reject, then I'd be looking for more opportunities to take a sell back down. Otherwise, sells below the most recent support at 199.50, psychological round number, or buys above 199.90 roughly. At that point, we would have confirmed a structural flip on the M30. We've also forming some structure within the current daily candle to the upside. 4-hour candle probabilities to the upside. Be plenty of reasons and confluences to take a potential buy above that point. We do have some clean traffic as well. So that is my personal opinion of the GJ, guys. Hopefully it makes sense. And you'll have to bear with me, guys. I still not 100%, but I'm definitely a lot better than what I was last week. I could not speak, especially Wednesday and Thursday was, oh God, wow. Just could not speak a word at all. It's very frustrating. In the meantime, Tony Gold, go to you. Grim Reaper, how's gold looking today? Very bullish. It's just my next key. You know, I have 5 different baby mums. Not sure if you do, but anyway. Welcome to you, James. Hope you're well, brother. Gold Sniper, people regret not buying a year ago. Oh, mate, I've been saying it for a couple of years now. Gold will just keep keep printing money if you just buy it. Gold Sniper, yeah, to be honest, it's back, but I can feel it a little bit. Like when I talk and talk consistently and constantly, I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. I've just got it back, so been drinking a lot of warm water with lemon, honey, ginger, all that stuff, some tea and that, so it's finally gotten better. But we'll see. It's still, I can feel it there. I can feel that it's going to go if I've talked for too long. How long wants you? Yep, better, mate. Franco, wants you, brother. Type into voice translator. Look, I almost got to that point last week. Okay, TikTok. Thank you to a few new followers. Don't forget to hit that screen for us, guys. Let's see. Let me go through the TikTok chat, see if I have in fact missed anything. Pretty quiet in the TikTok chat so far. Jason Beck, g'day to you. And likewise to you. If you have a good week as well. Weekend was alright. Didn't go up top of that much. I'm been out a little bit on Saturday just to get out of the house because I've been stuck indoors for quite a while. Having often obviously lost my voice. User can I check GU next? I may check GU. Alright, so let's have a look at GU then. Starting at that weekly time frame, very strong bearish candle at that previous weekly. Bearish engulfing. So off the back of that, I'd be more inclined to look for sell options unless there is a catalyst to do otherwise. Just marking a current daily / weekly low. Move on to the daily. It's marking the high of it. Just looks like we've just printed the high of the day. Obviously, candles downside. Still have a bit of margin to the downside as well. So bearish on those two time frames. Bearish on the 4 hour as well. Likely going to be bearish across the board here, but it looks at things just marking that level just there. As far as resistance, marking that for the time being. Let's make our way down to the 30. It's one big level, to be honest. Wouldn't want to be buying into it because as soon as you break above 134.820, you're running straight into another resistance, straight into another resistance, straight into another resistance. It's much cleaner above 135, 140, but that's a fair bit of a wait. What I can tell you is structurally on the 30-minute, it could potentially be flipping back bullish shortly in the next 22 minutes on a closure above the Asian session range high, daily high. However, I'd still preference the sells off the back of currently where we're at. I would not want to be buying into that point. So look, pulls back in towards 134.850 to 90 sort of region and begins to reject. I'd be looking for my price action catalyst to take a sell back down. Aside from that, you'd be looking below the current daily candles low for some continuation sells as well. By the looks of things, yeah, probably should be right below there. You do have a little bit more support here to the left, so you could mark that in, I suppose. Let me just hone in on that. I'll leave that low. Yeah, so you want to probably be a little bit below. So below 134.50. Below psychological round number as well. So yeah, below 134.50 is where I'd want to be below for any continuation sells on GU moving forward. So it's either sells from resistance or sells from below low if it were me. Otherwise, I'd be waiting well into later in the day if I was to look for any potential buy options. Perhaps flip the 30-minute structure bullish, or back down to create the higher low, form support, and then maybe look for a buy off the back of that, but we're well off that. So it's just wait and see. Gold. So again, we're at a very strong level of resistance, so I'm reluctant to buy into it. Yes, it can continue through it, and we are on a strong uptrend. Looks like we may have the volume starting to come back in, but still could reject at any point within this level. So I'd rather avoid it and wait for it to pull back, or wait for it to pop above the high. been absolutely bucketing down here. Had the mother of all storms this morning. 4 small leaks in the ceiling, always. JW will gold go all-time high again, seems pretty strong. No one has a crystal ball, but I reckon it will. Whether it does so today or not, I mean, it's a pretty high probability it will do so, but I'm not going to predict that. If you ask me, future-wise, gold is very bullish. I do see 4,000, 5,000, up to 10,000, even greater than 10,000. Not this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but I would be pretty comfortable in saying by probably the end of this decade, we'll be up around that 10K mark on gold. That's my personal opinion. System X key. Yeah, feeling better. I had more of a cough and I lost my voice. Completely lost my voice. Still not 100%. I can still feel it. Like, that's the thing. I'm a little bit worried. Like, speak too much, it's gonna start to the same problem. But otherwise, much better, mate. What else can we look at? Silver. Wow. All I can say is how long have I been holding this thing up for, guys? How long have I been talking up silver for? It is time. It is finally being unleashed. This beast is about to absolutely rocket ship up. Once it pops above 50, it will continue. I have no doubt it will make pullbacks, but I do see silver into triple figures. It could be a lot quicker than people think as well. Has just outperformed gold for this year, I think. But gold may have caught up a little bit. Okay, XRP. Yeah, it's nothing. I wouldn't be worried at all about it, to be honest. May have been some news. I know it looks like Bitcoin's dumped, so yeah, as they all do, they tend to follow Bitcoin. XRP is fine, mate. I think you're onto a good thing where you got in. Look, if it pulls back to the $2 range, I may start to buy. I still feel like I've missed it because I was buying it at these levels. I was buying at these levels back in 2018, 17, 19, around that level, that time. Just after it created its all-time high back in 2018. Started buying in just before it and after it, rode it all the way through. And fortunately, as you do, things come up and you need liquidity, you need funds, and sometimes you have to, unfortunately, sell some of your sell off some of your portfolio, and that was the crypto. Like I mentioned, whenever I sell crypto, it's time to buy. Always pumped. Alright, gold, pretty strong price action catalyst to buy it, guys. You got a bullish engulfing candle. Again, my concern is we're at 4-hour resistance, we're at the all-time high resistance. Doesn't mean it can't continue bullish. That is a potential option if you are interested. Buys above. Again, I'm waiting for the pullback. That is my plan. But as far as catalyst, within my course, my rulebook, this is almost the perfect one. You've got impulse, pause, potentially engulfing. Look, if it closed a little bit higher up, I would have definitely considered the interruption play, but unfortunately, it's not going to do it. It needs to close at least 10 pips above for that to be invalid. So we've got a nice strong closure, not much of an upper wick. I'm not sure if I've got one on my brokerage chart. tiny one. To be honest, it is quite tempting. Few issues here, stop loss. You're looking at about 55 pips stop roughly. I'm sticking to my plan, guys. Not gonna jump in on anything other than my plan. So for me to otherwise take a trade here, I need the interruption play because that is a very highly probable play. Something you would have heard and learned from this particular stream. Something I've been doing a lot of actual testing on personally. Some very interesting results, which I will be sharing with my team a little bit later on. Royal Influence, it's an uptrend. It definitely is an uptrend. Gold is in a massive uptrend. Let me do that again. I added another by mistake. John Bundy, no, I didn't get into the Bundy, to be honest. Les win live. You always do live. Yeah, generally speaking, Monday to Friday, but I've been a bit unwell, lost my voice last week, so I wasn't on much. A little bit in and out of the stream of late. Reason being is I am enjoying some time with my little son, my man, my little boy, away from my home in Oz, and I'm in my second home here. We're in Thailand and enjoying my time here as well. So, but generally speaking, Monday to Friday. Royal Influence, only have Discord on my phone. Can you send me an invite through message? Just check my profile, mate. Click on the what link. It's all there. It's all there. It's not hard. It's not hard to work out. It's all there. Just go to my profile, click on what, and there's the free Discord community. There's all the paid options and all that as well. There's not much going on though in the free community. I do encourage people to send in their opinions, charts, analysis. I'd happily have a quick look at them. But no one seems to do so, so it's up to our VIP is where it's at. And obviously that includes the course, all the videos aside from the course as well, plus all the members only calls, which is, again, it's been not as frequent of late, but it's usually every day. There is at least 5 days a week, sometimes up to 6 days a week, there's a members only call. There will be one today. Speaking of my team, Monday education session day for those who are about. If not, we will do a sim. If you don't have questions, we will run a simulator. And have a look at the live charts, of course, as well. Just want to see how is it going with the little act Forex. Yeah, he's good, man. He's really good. Poor boy studying pretty much all weekend. He's only in grade 4 and hit with a shit ton of exams. So the semester is ending this Friday. So tell you what, I remember grade 4 being that difficult. Oof. All right, gold continuing to the upside here, so let's wait and see. Plenty of time, guys. There we go. So if anyone took it, nice work. Discipline is key. He at least is disciplined in school. That will make him better in the future, different schools. Yeah. That plus he's scared of his mom as well. So. Just introduce him to the interruption play. Not sure if he quite gets it just yet, but you gotta start somewhere, don't you? I think that's a pretty simple one for him to follow. So we could have a little trader. Who knows? Maybe in a few years' time he'll be hosting the stream. Alright, let's have a look at GJ pulling back. EU still not quite at the resistance. EU, I'm assuming similar to GU. Looks very choppy to the upside. Let's quickly look at it. Different to GU's closed week bullish in the previous weekly. Does though show signs of exhaustion. May perhaps grab liquidity from the upside here in order to reject, but who knows. Let's have a look at daily time frame, low high, low low, bouncing at a pretty strong level by the looks of things to the left hand side here. 4-hour structure, you could argue it's still technically bullish as long as it remains above really this whole level here, but we'll mark in this is the most recent level of support. We have in fact tapped into it, so that's a good thing. Go ahead and look for buys from the current level. And the M30 is definitely going to be bearish. That is pretty much the only time frame along with the daily actually, so it's a bit of a neutral bias here. Similar to GU though, we are approaching resistance, so I would preference a sell, to be honest, just simply because where price is currently at. I'd wait for it to pop up a little bit higher towards that 117.50 to 450 before rejection, look for a price action catalyst, and potentially take sell back down towards the current daily candles low. Aside from that, you'd be looking below perhaps 117, not even then. In fact, 117 flat is where you probably want to be below for any continuation sells. Wow. 30 interruption play would have played out. Didn't notice it. Shit. Was it valid? Was it valid though? Was too. Never mind. I'll mini J on stream with 95% win rate. Oh, mate. Just imagine. Probably put me to shame. There goes gold. Wow. Should've, could've, would've, but didn't. Up we go. Likely to the all-time high yet again. Yeah, it's a strong catalyst, just the level. I mean, it's no dying. Is that a strong resistance? So sometimes it will continue like it's doing, sometimes it will reject. So I'd rather just wait and avoid it, wait and see how price reacts to that level. It's just X.A.UUSD. Not just yet, but he has asked about the gym. He's come with me before, but not obviously. He's just sat there and watched. I have no doubt he will, though. Sure. What can I do with this zone? Not a lot, to be honest. It's unusual. TikTok numbers are less than YouTube. Wow. Look at gold go. Where's all those guys that were constantly calling for it to drop to 2,000, 1,200? Where are they? The whole time I've been saying it's bullish. Why would you want to sell it without a reason to do so? The only time I look for sells is once I've got at least a structure flipping in my time frame, or at least a daily candle closing back in the opposite direction. Then I'm more comfortable to play the pullback, but without it, no reason to look to sell it. Structure and the trend remains intact. It is very, very bullish. Let's see. What I'd love to see now, moving forward into London session, is price triggering some sellers. I want to see have something like this present. So the following candle on the M15 maybe closes like so, and then we get either A, engulfing, closure above, or B, engulfing, closing at least 10 plus pips above, preferably more, and then I can look for the limit order if that's to be the case. So that's what I really like to see. I like to see price triggering some sellers. Otherwise, it would have come from some 100 pips back just to get to above the high. At that point there, I'm likely going to need to let it reset and provide another price action signal. So there's no chasing, there's no FOMO. My plan was to either wait for the pullback to buy it or look for buys above. Don't just buy stop it because we are approaching high. I see again. I want to see a little bit more than that. I want to see some sell pressure and then the price to wipe out those sellers, trap the sellers up above. That's when I would consider my options to take buy. So we'll wait and see, guys. Again, ask questions. If you want me to look at any pair, let me know, and I will happily do so for you. Heavy metal bulldogs, we'll look at GU. I did look at it before. So what I was suggesting on GU is to confirm the structure flip in a 30-minute time frame here. However, I would not be buying it because you're at some very strong resistance. The overall bias is still bearish in my opinion. The weekly was strong bearish, daily counter probabilities are to the downside, while our structure is also technically bearish. So seeing where price is at, I'd be looking for rejection now for potential sells. Yeah, so really anywhere below. On 135 flat's a good level. I wouldn't necessarily be wanting to buy it above 135 flat. It's a lot cleaner above 135.15. I just wait for some sort of price action catalyst now. So whether it be a single candle catalyst, or whether we create a little bit of structure from this point, so create a bit of minor support and begin to pop below to minor support. That could be your other potential option, but I'd be definitely more interested in looking for sells from the current level. Now the Bulldogs been shorting it, but closed it, waiting to see. Fair enough. Could be more options to come. So at this rate, if we do reject this current level, what I'd probably be looking for is to see what's going on in 15. So perhaps if this M15 closes back, for instance, like so, strong bearish, and if it's to be followed up by perhaps the next 15-minute candle leading to the London Open, kind of perhaps looks like so, weak bullish, then what you got is a minor support below the resistance here. If not only that, you've got the 30-minute time 30-minute candle, which will look somewhat like so after tapping into the resistance. So you got multiple confluences here to look for a sell at London Open and price creating up a wick. You're going to break the minor support on the M15, which is the actual low of the M30 bearish candle. After tapping into the resistance here, I believe that could be your single candle catalyst to look for a potential sell option. Otherwise, like I mentioned, what you probably want to be looking for is perhaps a little bit of structure to form. So let it form a little bit of minor support, and as price begins to pop below to minor support, then you may have an opportunity to take sell off the back of that. So it could be a few options. All good, mate. All good. Wow. Just does not want to stop, does it? Alright, I need some sort of exhaustion again, guys. Now the A.C.T play is not technically valid here. The reason being is because we've tapped in on this candle. This candle didn't close quite strong enough. It did close very strong, but not more than 10 pips above. We have tapped in already on the following candle, so that is no longer valid. He just keeps on keeping on. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. So where she stops, no one knows. It's into, once again, it's just broken its all-time high. You keep this level in for the time being. Oh, we need a bit of bearish action on London Opens given opportunity. I'm of the same belief, to be honest. To me, it definitely can continue bullish, but I feel like I've missed the move if I was to jump in without it resetting and without a true instant sell pressure. Just want to see, is that well before the stream? Yeah, it would have been tempting to buy it just there, to be honest. Gold bull training. Hey man, have you moved? Setup looks different. No, I'm not moved, mate. This is my gold. This is my second home. This is my home in the northeast of Thailand. User, how do you think buying 36A2? That'd be nice, but it's a way off. It's a long way off. So the important thing is, guys, if you're not currently in a gold buy, don't go chasing it. Don't FOMO. It just is what it is. It's pumping. It's making a move. Should be used to it as well. To be honest, gold just making moves without really, even if it wasn't necessarily the best opportunity to get involved. I did mention there was a good opportunity here, but the level it's at was the only thing putting me off. So chose not to take the chance on that particular buy. That dams the brakes. Can't go chasing it. Just need to let it reset. Grim Reaper, well, who knows? At this stage, it's very bullish, so I'm not going to be looking for any sells anytime soon. We'll see. Maybe it'll pull back to the previous all-time high. Be the chance, but we're still got time.
Even when you feel low, you can still
Wow. Starting to skip pips. This thing is off to the races. TikTok, don't forget to follow if you're not already done so, and also do consider jumping across the YouTube stream. So that's same profile name and streaming live on YouTube. You get the full screen, you get the numbers, you get everything. You get the full layout, looks a lot better. Yeah, just in case I go missing on TikTok, you can always find me on YouTube at the same time. Wow. So we've obviously broken the HM range high with the settings I've got for it. So what I often see is, but it could be different in this case, doesn't have to always do the same thing. Reason being, in this case, gold is in a massive uptrend, so it may not make big pullbacks, but what we often see is price pulling back to around the Euro Open, which is what I've got as the Asian range high. Retest it, form support either back above it to look for potential buys, or sometimes it will end up retesting and pulling back into the range below. So I'm still, again, not interested in selling it until really below 36.80 at this point. We're a fair way off it. So I'd rather just look for any pullback buy. We've not triggered in any sell pressure. There's no continuation buys because I've missed the move. That's just a fact. I'm going to be chasing it some. Let's just measure it from the low, from most recent bearish candle at the resistance there. It's over 200 pips. I'm not chasing it after a $20 move up. Gotta have discipline in this game, guys. You gotta realize sometimes you just miss the move. That is the move. You're not in it. You're not in it. Don't go chasing. GJ back at support. Let's see if it closes below it. Not interested in really buying it. It's in a pretty strong downtrend. GU. 15's about to close. Would be nice if it closed stronger. Or perhaps weak bullish and then bearish engulfing on the 15 would also be an option. Wow, gold. Not used to it doing this during London session, because during London session it normally does pretty much this, just sideways action for the most part of late. Maybe the volume is starting to come back in. Who knows? Alright, so we've got just over 15 minutes until session opening, guys. D4 KM and 4 double T4. Wow, I just see gold shifting in my MetaTrader. This thing is just off. Where it stops, who knows? and see it pulling back anytime soon. Everyone's selling BTC to buy gold. Gold's the safe haven, no matter what anyone says. You can physically own it, you can hold it, tangible. That's if you, obviously, if you actually have possession of it. Bitcoin, as much as people say it's yours, it's technically it's not. At any point, systems can be switched off. How readily, and I mean, how often have we heard of like bank failures, people not being able to access their accounts? Happened back in my home in Oz over the weekend. Particular bank, one of the major banks, I think it is the major bank actually, Commonwealth, had an outage for pretty much all of Saturday morning. And people were witching, complaining, well, carry some cash on you. That's all I'll say. Don't trust them. People trust the banks way too much. I cannot stand the banks. All their banks about is profit. They're not about security and helping their customers. Not one bit. They're all about money. That's all. Making money. Some choose to escape the system through crypto. I can understand that. That's fine. I did, but I've turned my back on the crypto. Not saying I won't in the future. I prefer physical at the moment, metal. Wow. Well, we get to 3650 by the end of this stream. Who knows? 3750, sorry. Once again, I can't chase, guys. Just move. Not going to be chasing it. G, BTC is formed like a waterfall. Yes, to me that's nothing. Grand scheme of things, it's extremely bullish still. This is normal in crypto. It's nothing to be worried about. They'll pump back up just as quick. That's the thing with crypto. You get a lot of what people call stop hunts and all that type of thing. Obviously, it's highly manipulated, so deployers will decide, let's hunt some of these stop losses on some of these long positions, grab that liquidity and head back up. If it continues to dump, so be it, but it's still, I mean, look at 112k, almost 113 again. Heavy metal bulldogs, what time frame is your chart? 15 minute. Just call your D4. That's good, guys. Looks like it's just making a high low if you zoom out. Yeah, to me, it's still extremely bullish. Like I mentioned, I mean, until really back below 100k, still very bullish here. Excuse me, guys, I'm gonna be clearing my throat a fair bit. Wow, gold. Heavy metal bulldogs on my crypto spot limit orders build. Nice one. TikTok, don't forget to give us a follow, guys. There's only 2 new followers. Normally we've got about 50 by now. Right, so GU, what I want to see, for me personally trading it for London Open, is bearish engulfing M15 here. If that was to present, I feel that would be a really nice option to take a sell. Back of that, so bearish engulfing M15, that will close the M30 back strong bearish. At resistance, that would be a price action catalyst at a level that I would that I've predetermined as a level I'd want to get involved in and sell. That to me would be a good option. Oh, so I've got Bitcoin going back to 0. Yeah, I don't know about that. But obviously it will make a lot wilder pullbacks than what gold will. Not predicting where we'll get to, I have no idea, I don't follow enough. But it is prone to 80% pullbacks. That is fact during the lean times, during the bear market.
Are you looking at these GJ cells below them?
Sorry, mate. Hello? I think you said, I think you were saying something, James.
Can you hear me?
Go on, mate. What are we saying?
Are you looking at GJ cells below this level?
Why can't I hear you properly? GJ cells. Personally, I'm not trading GJ. But I think it's not bad below 199.50. Do have some 15-minute support. Yeah, I definitely want the closure below though. It's not a great deal of margin, to be honest. The settings always change every time I come to stream. No idea what's going on.
Yeah, better now. I've just taken on my headphones.
Yeah, that is better. I've just turned up my speakers though. I'm not sure if it's...
Okay, cool.
Oh no. That's loud. Shit. Oh god. That's better. Alright, so triggering some sellers. So may get some sort of catalyst At potentially 15 minutes into session open here, that may be the interruption play. That will mean we need to be at, again, an all-time high. That will mean something like so. Well and truly engulfing by about 10 pips plus. That may then give me a valid entry on the interruption play. So that's something I need to see. Or price just pull back to form a higher low. That's pretty much it. They're the potential options moving forward. Yeah, GU's looking good, as long as it just doesn't make a move at the moment. Just like it shitting the bed. So yeah, but GU looks the best of the bunch, to be honest, for any potential entry at session open. Gonna have a 30-minute closing strong bearish, could even close engulfing. You've got the 15-minute engulfing, you've got that in itself is a reversal pattern, kind of like an evening star pattern. So off the back of that, upper wick, breaks the low of the catalyst candle, that could be a potential entry on GU for anyone who does trade it. Me, for the moment, I don't really have anything going on the gold. Time to wait. It's just when Scoop Gold is doing cardio without any intervals. Gold is sprinting at the moment. And the other potential option here could be a limit order at the high of the flower resistance. Anticipation price, going to retest that zone. So you're taking the impulsive break and retest. You're not waiting for confirmation, so there is no confirmation of support. Stop loss for that would have to be 15 is, in my opinion, too risky. The previous candle, you'd have to go lower down. That's in itself is an 80 pip stop almost. Yeah, it's just not easy. I'm gonna perhaps wait for some sort of confirmation from that point, whether it be on a 5-minute time frame or the 15. Maybe a bit of support to form on the pullback, as opposed to just sending a limit order. In case we do actually fake out and end up back inside the Asian session range. So something could potentially look towards is a little bit of 5-minute support back at the previous all-time high, and that could be enough. Seeing we do have the momentum, we do have the volume. Obviously, I can see it pushed almost 300 pips by the looks of it. If not, I think we actually have. Not quite. Yes, I'm not going to place a limit order. I'm going to wait for at least some amount of time frame support back at the previous all-time high. Otherwise, again, look for a continuation above the high as long as we do have the catalyst to do so. So an engulfing play for the interruption entry. Remains to be seen. Don't go anywhere, guys. But session open in 10 seconds from now. All right, London is open. So let's see, we want price back at the previous all-time high. Quickly look at GU. Or left a decent low wick. Probably, I'd be tempted to sell it as it flips. Or me. I personally don't trade it. So I'm waiting for price to retest the previous all-time high here. Oh, 655 got disconnected by accident. Life again, it's all good. All right, GJ, how did it close? Closed just above the low of the zone there, so not much there on GJ. GU, as I mentioned, I'd be tempted to sell it to flips. Most be tempted to sell it just now, to be honest. Impulsive entry. So once again, guys, I'm waiting for a little bit of support to form back at the previous all-time high. 5 minute will suffice in this case because we do have the volume momentum at the minute. So that's what we're currently waiting on here on gold. Don't need to necessarily wait for 15-minute candle closures. Would be even better though if we can. We want price to pop back down towards that 3707.50 sort of region again. Apologies TikTok for those who were on the stream before and unfortunately accidentally cut out. No name, all good, mate. All good. Hope you're well. Yeah, much better, mate. I'm just questioning where to get in with momentum as price just keeps ripping. There is, but I will need to go over that in private on the members only call. And I didn't even look at it, to be honest, this time. Whether it would have been valid or not, I doubt it, to be honest. Well, the other thing is the interruption play. That's something most of us on this stream now are aware of, what I'm talking about. There's another way to get involved. Perhaps on a 5 minute, but even then, nothing would have presented. But to be honest, it's just, it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to be in the move, sometimes you're not. Chose not to because of the fact we were at 4 hour resistance. When I did have a price action catalyst though, if that in any other circumstance would be an entry. Any dope? What's a catalyst candle? There are many different catalyst candles, so you just need to really tune into the stream regularly. An obvious one is the engulfing candle. So candle closes, for instance, probably, well, where's my annotation tool? So just in case you're not aware of what the engulfing candle is, it would look something like that. So closing above the high fat bearish candle, that will be a catalyst to suggest we do have momentum volume to continue bullish. That is one catalyst. I mean, there are many. You just need to really stick around, and I go through them as I'm setting up. We're looking for a potential setup. No, all good. Good discipline. Love to see it. Appreciate it, mate. It takes a lot because I've learned the hard way. I've learned throughout my career in trading blown accounts by not having discipline. By watching this and then saying to myself, right, stuff it, I'm just gonna buy it, and then it pulls back and get wrecked. So I've done all that stupid shit, and I know now it's okay to miss the move. It's always gonna be another one presenting it eventually. guys, and TikTok as well. Don't forget to give us a follow. Oh god, I hope I don't get sick again. Feel that throat's starting to tighten up more I speak. Alright, looks like we could potentially be making our way back to 37.0750 roughly, so that's where we want to be, or potentially above the high again. Alright, so we'll be back shortly. Are you heading back up to resistance? So I'm waiting here on the gold. Corner 1 to 12. Win GGS. No idea what you mean by that. Alright guys, so we're waiting for gold to pull back to 37.0750, 60, that sort of region, and then we're going to look for some minor time frame support, perhaps on the 5 minute. That point, see. GG, good game. 12R win, good game. Still don't know what you mean, to be honest. Not to be rude, I have no idea what you're talking about. On TikTok, who's currently running trades? I'm sure some of you are in gold buys, some might be trying to sell it. Let us know. Don't forget to give the stream a follow. And I'm looking for price pull back for a potential buy. Still well off though. DJ still above support here. Not much going on at the minute. Gold pulling back just a little bit. Alright, M15 is about to close, guys. The only other thing I will consider is if this M15, the one that's about to open, just rips down without an upper wick, then I might look to execute a market, just a market execution as price begins to tap into the resistance here. In anticipation, there's a high probability it's going to pull back up to create the upper wick. From that point, it'd be at break even, and we can see where it gets to. So that is potentially something I can look for. That is pretty much the only way I would get involved, and that is purely based on a price action signal. Comes down to the price action on the next 15-minute candle, which is in 15 seconds or so from now. So let's wait and see. Needs to rip straight down. Flips, it's no good to me. It needs to just wait for the original plan. I have to get it flipped so I can see my broker. Alright, so again, we need to wait for it to come back down. I want to see some sort of tap in and some minor support for. So nothing just yet on the gold. GJ, not a bad catalyst to look for potential sell. We have pulled all the way back into the range above, leaving a long upper wick, suggesting perhaps we'll grab liquidity from the range above. So price begun to break below of that candle. Could be an opportunity down to 199.350. potentially, or the Asian session low. There isn't a great deal of margin though there. That's the only thing on GJ. In gold, I'm still waiting for it to pop back down towards the previous all-time high to look for any buy option at this rate. Guys, don't forget to follow 60 plus me on TikTok at the minute. Also, we've caught about jumping across the YouTube stream, same profile name, just in case I do go missing on TikTok. Streaming live on YouTube at the same time, you get the full screen, guys. So, probably worth it. You trying to reject yet again? Are you looking pretty good? I'm not to work or train full time. It is, but also I do have some interest in a background. A business with my family for many years. But I trade the same session each day. Training has enabled me to achieve many things, especially the past 4 or 5 years, but you know, the 8 years I've been training. Have blown accounts, but fortunately enough, nothing major. Still part ways with you know, a few K for sure, which is still, it's it's decent money. But yeah, it's full and truly been covered in the meantime. But takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. It's a grind, that's for sure. Kenji buy or sell, looking for a potential buy on the pullback. When do you recommend quitting a job? Well, in regards to training, first of all, you need to gather enough data to suggest you are consistently profitable enough that you're making a decent return. That will depend on your lifestyle as well. So, what are your expenses? What what to indulge in as well. So long as you can prove that you can consistently cover that, then that is probably the only time I would be doing it. So in order to do so, you need to have, again, a plan, and you need to stick to the plan. You need to prove that the plan works. You need discipline, patience to trade the plan. Because the thing is, if you got to understand, you're not going to win every single trade. So there are going to be moments in your trading career where perhaps you're going to doubt yourself. And it could come when you quit your job to go full-time trading. I've heard many stories of people having to go back to work, realizing it was just too much stress, too much pressure. So I do recommend, if you can, have something on the side as well, because it takes that pressure away from you. I prefer to have something on the side, to be honest, because for me, I know it's no trade day, it's no trade day. I'm not stressed. I don't need to take a trade just because I need the money. But I feel it's a good thing to have something on the side as well. So just to have some that take that stress away. But yeah, you definitely need to prove to yourself that you have the patience and discipline to trade your plan. And your plan, your edge works. So you need to definitely gather data to suggest that. Because it will be a shock to the system, I can tell you. When I remember going up from trading cent lots to proper full lots. Wow, that was a big shock to the system. Straight away. Straight away when I saw some decent profit, I wanted to take off the table. Even if it was only 5 pips in or and in drawdown. Same thing. It went a couple pips negative. I started to get at the fear bud creep in, and I cut it and it will go my way, things like that. So you just gotta, I wouldn't jump straight in, just give it time. YouTube, thank you for the subs. Block Universe. I do read chats, mate. I was just answering questions, so I get a little bit carried away sometimes with the answers. Block Universe, if you don't like it, you don't need to be here, mate. I actually like the layout on YouTube. It's just not even worth blocking. The guy's gone anyway, I think, so not worth having on stream. Emma, well said, thank you. So we're waiting on gold to tap back into that all-time high, the previous all-time high, and let's see what presents. Just call it Aussie Budger. Gold retesting taking too long. Yeah, it is what it is. Mr. Tommy John, g'day, mate. Hope you are well. Welcome, welcome. TikTok, let's get the followers up, please, if you can. If you're not yet following, make sure to do so. Almost at 11k now on TikTok, so not sure exactly how many we need. All right, so once again, waiting for that retest, waiting for a little bit of support, whether it be the 5 minute or some sort of catalyst. Perhaps the 15 is always the better confirmation. But if we have some sort of decent price action 5 minute, that may be enough in this case, because we are in a very strong uptrend. R1 all-time high today. It's already, yeah, well, has just created a new all-time high, so. Here's GJ. They mentioned the back of that quick rejection wouldn't be a bad option below the low of that candle. Are you still reluctant to drop? Below the resistance, I'd only be interested in selling it if I was trading it. Just move from this.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
G'day mate, how are you?
Hey, fine, thank you. And you?
That's it. Yeah, better. Much better.
Hey, that's good.
Still not 100%, but definitely a lot better.
I think it was good really to rest a little bit some days so to recover better.
To be honest, it is. It's good to take a break from the stream.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like taking a permanent break from the stream, so yeah, but all good. How about yourself? How's things? All good?
Yeah, all good. So yeah, everything is okay right now. So
Nice one.
I've had a problem with my garage. I don't know. I told you about some leakage I had.
Oh, okay.
We got it right now. So we found the leakage and we closed it, and now it's raining since 2 days, and everything is okay.
Yeah. Talk to me about leakage. Walked into the kitchen after getting back from the gym before. Thought, no. See it coming through the ceiling. Day by day, there's always something new that presents here. We had the mother of all storms this morning. It was bucketing down for about 3 hours.
So your house is made this stone, solid stones.
The brick blocks, yeah, cement blocks. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like the old styles, old bricks. None of that.
Yeah, that's not good having some leakage in the house even. So
No. So we got Handyman's gonna be back again tomorrow. He's here every bloody second week almost. I was just set him up a room here.
or maybe you need to get the knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, about trades. I'm looking also on GU, taking sales from this area, which we are big because we are at the H4
Yeah,
resistance there.
that's to form support here.
Yeah, I'm waiting definitely. So my bias would be above 135, 140.
Yeah. Yeah.
Operate in this area, correct. Then I would consider buys not below this area. So I'm very bearish on
Yeah, so am I, personally. Just by looking at back of the previous weekly as well. The bias is also bearish. I've only got 30 minutes being bullish, but I'd still rather sell it. Gold. It's not tapped in. It's not quite tapped in, guys. There's not much I can unfortunately do with it at the minute. But how did the 30 close? The 30 doesn't look bad, but you just don't have that tap in. That is my concern. John, THC blocking rules first. No idea who that guy is. I Low closure above current high would be valid for you. Tempted to take the impulse entries at breaks, to be honest, but I still feel like kind of breaking my plan, because my plan was for it to wait for it to tap back in. Got close to it, but not quite. Have we had any sort of retest? No, we haven't. Gotta be strict with it. We've not even on the 5 minute. 1 minute. No, not even on the 1 minute. We've not had a retest on that zone. Yeah, it's too late now anyway, it's breaking. Sebastian, good day to you, mate. Gold's just gonna do the dance without me doing things today. Yeah, a nice strong price action catalyst on wick rejection, closing up mirror tie. It's just grab the hoodie from the downside, but breaks the highs, high probability heading up. It's not quite full back to the level I want it to though. So that's it, you don't go chasing guys. Doesn't tick the box, you just don't enter. Probably would have gave you a quick 12 pips or so, but now it's back the entry. There is no chasing on this stream. As GJ did in fact come back down to sweep the Asian session low, so yeah, nice one if anyone did take that. Oh, the interruption play is also valid. Seems to have tapped in and is currently remaining below that level. Pretty boring stream, guys. Not unfortunately, the move was earlier here on gold. Oh well, not much happening, guys. So I think on that note, I may just call it for the time being. I will be back with my team later, so I need to stress that there's no need to rush it. I'm gonna rest my voice for a bit. We'll be back tomorrow, so hopefully conditions will be better or be good. The conditions were good today, just the level. I didn't want to get involved in this fire resistance, but that was the move. But aside from that, potential buys still above the high. It's in a big strong uptrend. Just wait for a nice confirmation. I'd still preference it pulling back. It's just rather bite from lower down. Doesn't mean it can't continue, and I will look for the opportunity if it does present to the upside, but otherwise I'll just be waiting. Otherwise, guys, we'll be back once again tomorrow, so do trade safe. Don't need to force anything, guys. Just trade your plan, and until tomorrow, I will see you then. Take care. Franco, Nev, I'll catch you guys if you're around a little bit later on.
See you later then.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.